Have you heard the story of Camilla's birthday? It was a day shrouded in mystery and whispers, where the past and present collided in eerie harmony. The ghost of October 12th is said to haunt the very air we breathe, leaving behind a trail of chilling tales and unanswered questions. As the clock struck midnight, the veil between the living and the dead grew thin, and the haunting began. Legend said she appeared only once a year, searching for someone to play with. Forever trapped in her spectral form, she yearned for company. Camilla longed for the warmth of friendship, the joy of laughter that didn't send chills down your spine. Each year her hope dwindled. Would this year be different? Would someone dare to join her? In the nearby town, 3 strangers shared the same birthday, October 12th. Max, a shy artist, Sarah, a curious writer, and Jake, a skeptical musician, each received a mysterious invitation. The words were elegant, the paper ancient, the request strange. Join Camilla in the woods for a birthday celebration. Follow the path of fallen leaves. Excitement bubbled within them, laced with a shiver of fear. They felt inexplicably drawn to the invitation. Was it a prank? A game? The thrill of the unknown tugged at their adventurous spirits. On the morning of their birthday, they each found themselves at the edge of the woods. The path of fallen leaves awaited. The woods were dark, the air thick with the smell of damp earth and decaying leaves. Sunbeams struggled to pierce the dense canopy above. Max, Sarah, and Jake walked in silence, each lost in their thoughts, their hearts pounding with anticipation. They had never met before, but the shared invitation connected them in a way they couldn't explain. As they ventured deeper, the sounds of civilization faded away. The rustling of leaves, the snap of a twig, their own breath. These were the only sounds that filled the air. They felt a presence, unseen but watching, and the hairs on their arms stood on end. Relief washed over them. She seemed more lonely than scary, almost like she was seeking companionship. Camilla, as Camilla. I've prepared a game, a scavenger hunt. The prize, your heart's desire. They were hesitant but intrigued. Camilla presented them with the first clue, a riddle carved into a small wooden box. The scavenger hunt had officially begun, and the air was thick with anticipation. Each clue led them deeper into the woods, each challenge playing on their deepest fears.
Terrified of heights, I had to cross a rickety bridge over a chasm.
Afraid of the dark, I found myself navigating a cave where whispers taunted me, amplifying my fear of the unknown.
Skeptical of everything, I was forced to confront a truth about my past I had long buried.
With each challenge overcome, they learned something about themselves, their fears slowly giving way to courage and camaraderie. They were no longer strangers but companions, bound by this strange and eerie adventure. The bridge creaked and swayed precariously with every step Max took. Below, the chasm seemed to breathe, its dark depths calling to him.
My heart pounded in my ears. I clung to the flimsy railing, my knuckles white. I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and took another step. I could feel Camilla's presence, urging me on.
He wasn't sure if it was her encouragement or the fear of falling that spurred him onward. Step by agonizing step, he crossed the bridge.
As my feet touched solid ground, a wave of relief and exhilaration washed over me. I had faced my fear and emerged stronger.
The final clue led them to an abandoned cabin, its windows dark, its door creaking open with a mournful groan. Inside, dust motes danced in the faint rays of sunlight that pierced the gloom. The air was heavy with the weight of forgotten memories, each corner whispering secrets of the past. The floorboards creaked under their feet, adding to the eerie atmosphere. It felt as if the cabin itself was alive, watching their every move. They could feel Camilla's presence more strongly here, her sadness palpable. It was as if her spirit was intertwined with the very fabric of the cabin. her emotions seeping into the walls and floor.
I can feel her. She's here. It's like she's trying to reach out to us, to tell us something important.
This place. It's like stepping into a memory. Every object, every shadow seems to hold a piece of her story. It's almost as if time stands still here, preserving her essence.
Look, in the center of the room, a music box. It looks old, but it's still in perfect condition. Do you think it belonged to her?
In the center of the room, they found a music box, its melody hauntingly familiar. As they reached for it, the lights flickered and died, plunging them into darkness. Panic surged through them. They were trapped. The air grew colder, and the sound of the music box seemed to grow louder, echoing in the pitch-black room.
What just happened? The lights. It's like something doesn't want us to leave.
We need to get out of here now. But how? The door. It's shut tight. We have to find another way before it's too late.
The music box began to play. Its melody twisted and distorted, filling the room with an eerie, unsettling tune that seemed to warp the very air around them. Then a soft giggle echoed in the darkness, sending chills down their spines. It was a sound that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once, making it impossible to pinpoint its source. Silence met her words. The air grew colder, the silence more oppressive, as if the very walls were closing in on them, suffocating them with an invisible force. "Camilla?" Sarah called out, her voice trembling barely more than a whisper. She strained her ears, hoping for a response, but the silence was deafening.
Camilla, is that you? Her voice wavered, filled with a mix of hope and dread, as she peered into the shadows, trying to make out any familiar shape.
Her laughter filled the cabin, no longer the sound of a lonely girl, but of something sinister, something that sent a primal fear coursing through their veins. It was a sound that seemed to mock their very existence, a cruel reminder of their helplessness. But the game isn't over yet. In fact, it's just begun. The realization hit them like a ton of bricks, the weight of their situation sinking in. "You've played well," Camilla's voice whispered, closer now, laced with an eerie amusement. It was as if she was enjoying their torment, relishing in their fear.
"You've played well, but the game isn't over yet. In fact, it's just begun." The words echoed in their minds, a haunting reminder of the nightmare they were trapped in.
We have to find a way out quickly. Panic set in as they frantically searched for an exit, their hearts pounding in their chests.
This isn't real. It can't be real. The words were a desperate plea, a hope that they could wake up from this nightmare, but deep down, they knew the truth.
Days turned into weeks, and the once vibrant search efforts began to wane. The hope that had initially fueled the search parties started to fade, replaced by a growing sense of dread and despair. The search parties scoured the woods tirelessly, combing through every inch of the haunted forest. But Max, Sarah, and Jake were gone, vanished without a trace, as if the forest had swallowed them whole. Their faces stared out from missing posters plastered all over town, their smiles frozen in time. These posters became a haunting reminder of the day they disappeared into the woods, a day that would forever change the town. The authorities concluded it was a tragic accident, 3 teenagers lost in the woods, but the townspeople whispered among themselves, their voices filled with fear and suspicion. They spoke of Camilla, the ghost girl who haunted the woods, luring unsuspecting souls to play her twisted games. Legends of her malevolent presence had been passed down through generations, a dark tale that now seemed all too real.
We did everything we could, but it seems they just vanished. It's as if the forest itself conspired to keep them hidden, to erase their existence.
But the townspeople whispered, their conversations filled with unease and speculation. They couldn't shake the feeling that something sinister was at play. They spoke of Camilla, the ghost girl who haunted the woods, luring unsuspecting souls to play her twisted games. Her legend grew with each passing day, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked just beyond the trees. Years passed. The legend of Camilla's birthday grew, a chilling tale whispered around campfires. Some dismissed it as superstition, a ghost story to frighten children. But others, those who knew the woods, knew better. They knew that every October 12th, if you listened closely, you could hear Camilla's laughter echoing through the trees, a haunting reminder that some games are best left unplayed. And somewhere deep within the woods, 3 souls remained trapped, forever bound to Camilla's birthday.